Tesla fam, yesterday I received another update. This is the 2025.2.8. The FSD stays the same at 12.6.4. This was supposedly an update that includes end-to-end on highway, improves city streets behavior, it reduces the fall slowdowns, and improves obstacle avoidance. Customizable speed profiles that are on the roads that are 50 miles per hour or higher. Natural lane changes, redesigned controller and smoother, more accurate tracking, and max speed updates. So let's get to it. I'm on my way to work and I'll try it out and see if there's any improvements from the older software or the older the older software. Okay, let's navigate to work. It's the same route that I'm taking. So, it's too fast. Okay, zoomed in. FSD. Well, it's not taking off from park for some reason. I'll give it a little encouragement here, and here we go. See, this is the problem with the older build, is that it's not 100% that it would take off from complete park, but here we are. Still uses the turn signal over here, although it can only make a right turn. Acceleration and speed supposed to be fine. This is 25 miles per hour over here in this street right here. And if you guys notice, it's also doing the same thing as the older software, that it drives like completely right here in the middle. It's not even, I'm putting my hand there, but it's not doing anything. I put my hand there, I squeeze on it, and still nothing happens to it. But anyway. Oftentimes that when I get an update, I have to reset the car, and I completely forgot to do that today. So we shall find out. Have you noticed that it uses signal over there? I don't know, maybe because I just engaged the FSD before we made a turn. I'm not sure. Okay, stop is smooth, acceleration is smooth, turning is smooth. Now there's a little construction going on here on the front gate. We shall see if it navigates through here with no problem. I know the other, before the update, it would slow down right over here on this gate, thinking that the gate is closed. So it also does the same thing. And I had to press on the pedal to keep it moving. Here we are. We're gonna go through a series of traffic circles, and it also does the same. It stops completely, even though it says yield. It's supposed to yield over here, but it stops completely before it takes off again. So here we are. I believe it was a little too careful right over there in the traffic circle. It could clearly, if I was driving, it could clearly take off and get on that traffic circle and exit out immediately. But although the vehicle is all the way to about maybe 50 yards away, it decided to stop and wait for it to pass. Now, if you're in a hurry, definitely FSD would not be a good choice, because he's just too careful on things that you could make it, and it would what is it? It's too careful when it can make it, but it will take unnecessary risk on things that are unnecessary. Okay, another traffic circle. And the same thing, it does not use a signal like the previous builds. Well, it uses a signal about a quarter of a time now. It's from 12.5.4, where it uses a signal 100% of the time. It kind of degraded all the way down to from 1/3 to about a quarter of a time now. So I guess it's not a big issue. It's a small traffic circle, so I guess 99% of the vehicles that are in this traffic circle doesn't even use their signal either, but they're supposed to. Okay, this time it didn't hesitate, although there's a truck that was coming from the left-hand side. It decided to take off pretty much at the same time as the truck. The last traffic circle, and okay, a little bit faster on this traffic circle than the rest of them. It was going like 32 miles per hour. The other one's going about, I don't know, 20, 23, 24. The other builds, like the 12.6.1, 6.3, the worst was 12.6.1. It was like going 13 miles per hour coming out of the traffic circle. But if nobody's like following you like early in the morning and not being impatient, I guess you'll do just fine. But it's just you have to press on the accelerator because it's just way too slow. And I've noticed it's been keeping off its distance from the front vehicles that we are following. So, but we are going 50. This is 45 here, and we're going 50. So, I guess everybody's just running late this morning. Now we'll see over here on this traffic stop here. So it's using its brakes. It recognizes the vehicle in front of it that was slowing down, so it wasn't like an abrupt stop. So it was a great transition between recognizing the vehicle in front that was slowing down. But I would like to know, driving back, like coming home later on, if it does slow down, like because the traffic in the afternoon is a lot heavier, and oftentimes there will be a significant change in speed. Oftentimes the other builds, the other updates or software would not recognize that the vehicles in front of it, like 3, 4, 5 vehicles in front of us, already stepping on their brakes, and you can tell because their nose is like nose diving, right? And you can tell it's like, okay, they're stepping on their brakes, but the car is still accelerating. And to me, is that one of those things that the vehicle should be able to predict that, okay, the vehicle that are 4 or 5 cars in front had a significant change in speed, it should slow down. But it doesn't do that. I mean, given that the vehicle will probably stop, in time, but it's one of those things that it's taking this unnecessary risk that, yeah, your vehicle will be able to stop, but what about the vehicle behind us that wasn't paying attention? You always have to take into account what other people is doing, because without doing that, you're risking yourself and getting into an accident. Okay, takeoff is smooth. It's like the old build. There's no problems there. In about 2 traffic lights away, we are going to make a right turn. It really is hard to do a feedback on certain update for just 1 day of driving. Normally I would drive it for like about a month. By then I would be like, okay, this is what it's doing, this is the behavior that it does, this is the changes from the old software. But this is basically like a preview, I guess, before we get hit with another update on new FSD build. We shall see, because in the past it's been like almost about a month in between different updates. So it's been a what, just a little over a week since the last update. So I would be expecting another new FSD build in about, you know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks from now. Now we'll see if it staged itself on the right lane here, because it's going to turn into, this 2 lanes is going to turn into 3 lanes, and oftentimes vehicles here are kind of packed. Okay, so we're changing lanes here, and it's still not changing to the right lane. And it kind of worked out because the other vehicle made a right turn there. So we'll see if this one slows down here, because this guy took off on a green light, and that light over there says no right turn on red, but he just being a douchebag today and decided to take off anyway. Okay, pretty good transition here on the freeway. We're maneuvering into the left lane here. Kind of waits last minute until it does. Oh, it didn't move all the way to the left, but it's still fine. The other builds would move completely all the way to the left. But here we are. There's a big opening here. Okay, it's taking that first lane. Now, on this update, it's not quite. See what I'm saying here? There's a red. See, the car already had slowed down, but our car was still accelerating. And yes, we managed to stop, but you know, it's just one of those things that I don't like. But anyway, so we moved all the way to the left lane and then decided to move back into this middle lane. This is one of the biggest gripe that I have with this FSD, because there should be an option for like the 12.5.4.2. There's an option on the bottom for minimal lane change. You can have it on the profile that says, at the time it was assertive, they changed to hurry now, hurry, standard, and chill. But the vehicle would be on assertive, but if I decide to just keep the vehicle in a left lane, which is right now is kind of like the traffic is kind of heavy, we're not really, you know, see what I'm saying? We're not really benefiting from keep changing lanes from left to right, because it's a heavy traffic. If we stay behind this white SUV right here, it would have been the same thing, right? So why take that unnecessary risk to move over to the right lane and then come back just for nothing? Just stay here on this lane. I mean, we're not going, you know, 80 miles per hour. Just stay in this lane until we get closer to our exit. Then you transition over to the right hand side. And I think if it's on the freeway that are like 45 to 50 miles per hour, just stay in one lane, especially in the inner lane, right? Inside lane right here, if you stay here, your chances of getting ahead of everyone else is a lot higher, because everyone else is like in the middle here, they're slower. The lanes on the right there are vehicles that are coming in and out, and oftentimes vehicles that are coming on the freeway would always take the middle lane, because they're thinking that the right lane, the extreme right lane, is slower than the other two lanes, and they normally take the middle lane and then they settle there for I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, and then they move over to the left hand side. So this one here, we are set to like 85 max, but we're only going 66, and the distance between us and the white car is about, I don't know, 100 yards, 100 something yards. So it kind of revert back to the old update before, when we got to 12.5.4, we received another update. What was it? 25.4? Oh, 12.6.3. But anyway, there was this one update that the vehicle was driving just fine, and then, or maybe I'm confusing it with the 12.6.3, 12.6.4. Now, okay, on the following distance, it would be perfect right here, like this, because right now we're going 73, and we are about, I don't know, 6 cars back. Okay, now it's getting a little too close. You know what I mean? Like, we're going 65 and we're like 3 cars. So, but it's adjusting right now, which is good right here. So it's one of those things. Okay, now it decided to change lane, and I think it's trying to stage itself, or let me see. This is new. It never. Oh yeah, because it's gonna take Boulder Highway. It decided to take Boulder Highway. It seems to be there's a heavy traffic up ahead, so it decided to take Boulder Highway here, which is fine. We'll get there. We'll get there to work about the same time, or maybe a difference of about 2 to 5 minutes every time we take like a different exit or a different route. It always varies, like, you know, change of like 2 minutes, which is not a big deal. Okay. Braking distance was great, because it's way far back over there. I can tell that the vehicle is already slowing down, and it's gradually slowing down until we get here in the back of this black truck. So that was great. Sometimes though, it would accelerate, like it knows that the vehicle in front of it is on a stop, but why accelerate and then only to use the brakes? And I can tell the brakes would be moving over here underneath, knowing that it's going way faster than the regenerative braking could handle. Okay, that was a pretty smooth turn, good acceleration. Okay. Wish it could improve a little bit by maintaining its distance from like a vehicle in front of it, especially on the inner streets. Not on the freeway. Well, on the freeway it depends on the distance as well, because it has to make up for the distance when it slams on its brakes, right? The hope in the future it would also account like tailgaters. Like if somebody's like tailgating you, it would back off from the vehicle in the front. It would calculate, okay, if I were to brake at this distance and slow down, not an abrupt stop, that it would compensate for the vehicle that's behind us. But I know the FSD 13, that if there's a vehicle behind them that are tailgating, it would move out of the way, which is great, which is a great feature. Just move out of the way. But sometimes you would be like, okay, there's really nowhere to go, right? Because it's a heavy traffic. But why the people behind you are tailgating you? Even if you move out of the way, it's the same thing. It's like you're not gaining anything. But people does that, so. I hope it would go to this outer lane over here now, because it would be like a one traffic light, and we have to exit out, make a right turn, and it's a pretty short distance between this traffic light here and the next light. This is the one that I'm talking about when I talk about it does unnecessary risk, because it would wait last minute for it to change lane. Like, it should be able to change lane, or like on the freeway, right? It should stage itself on the outer lane, right? One exit out, one exit before. So once we pass that, that exit, the first exit or the last exit, that once it sees the opening, it would be able to go to the exit lane already, not just change lane right there where everyone else is changing lanes. It's one of those things that it's just, if people are changing lanes at the same time at that same area, your chances of getting into an accident is a lot higher. So so why wait last minute? Like on this one here, it should be able to go to the right hand lane already. Okay, now it is decided to, but now it's trying to squeeze in between these two vehicles here. Okay, it kind of worked out. That's good, because after this traffic light, it's like 25 yards and we have to exit out. There we go. And then this crazy driver here in the back is just way too impatient. Jesus. Okay, tight turn, but managed to go through there. Alright, moving over here to the left, which is perfect because there's a dip over here on the right hand side that that is kind of rough if you're going a lot faster than 20 miles per hour. So this is great right here. Let me go switch over to the right lane, because there's a dip here also that is smoother over here on the right hand side, but it's kind of rough over there on the left. Okay, now we move over to this side. So it's one of those things that I would like to have the build to have a memory like that one there, right? So if I take this route, right, and I know there's a big old dip over there that on the right hand side is not as rough as it is on the left lane, it should be able to remember that on the next trip that I'll take. If I were to take this route, it would be able to remember that. There's another dip right over here in front of us, like, what is it, maybe, or we passed it already. There's another dip over here that it should be able to remember that, because when I took this car over there in Paris Hotel, there was a series of speed bumps, and it does not recognize that. So if the camera is not able to pick up something like that, it should have a memory bank that says the last time we were here on blah 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 this day, there was a speed bump here. Then it should be able to negotiate to slow down, because oftentimes speed bumps is going to be there for years and years. It's never going to be, if it was damaged or something like that, it will be removed and replaced. So it would be helpful if they have that memory bank to say, hey, last time we were here, there's a speed bump. So it's just one of those things. I don't know if someday they'll do that. following this car here is a little too close for my preference, but it's maneuvering over here on the right lane now. It could, yeah, I mean, it's the stopping now, the stopping distance has improved, and I can tell that it did, because before I would not even feel the car slowing down until it's almost like, I don't know, like 15 or 20 yards. But I guess I'm so used to the ICE vehicles that, you know, when I'm driving, that if I see the car or I see the light that has turned red and there's nobody following me and I'm like 150 yards away, I would just let the car cruise until it slows down, because I know we're gonna stop anyway. But I'm not expecting that for the EV. But we drive with one pedal driving all the time, so I hope that it would use that, because oftentimes I can feel that the brakes is being engaged, because I can see it moving or making any noise. I can tell that we're going a little faster than what the vehicle could stop naturally. All right, so we're making a right turn here. In a way, it's kind of great that we took this route, because oftentimes when we get to our destination, it likes to take the right lane over here. I mean, matter of fact, next time I would take Eastern, because if we're coming over here from the left, for some reason the other builds would always take the outer lane, knowing that in about 50 to 100 yards we're gonna make a left turn to our destination. Okay, that was a great turn. It took the right lane, and then now maneuvering to the middle lane. Okay, I guess there's no problems here because there's just really no traffic. But I would like to take the eastern exit next time, because there was like a series of problems that the vehicle is doing that not safe. Or last time we were over here, we actually missed a turn, so, and it went over there, it passed about 50 yards and made a U-turn. Anyway, so here we are. When I used to place a pin in the middle of this parking lot where I always park, right, and it recognizes that on the map, but for some reason every time I try to navigate to work, it would always either try to park us right next door over here in this next parking lot, well, there's no opening that connects over here, and or for some reason the pin moves around. But clearly, if you zoom in, that my pin is parked or staged right here. So I don't know what that is. I mean, I don't know what kind of glitch that, maybe it's on the navigation or what, but yeah. Anyway, so we're here, we got here safe, and so far just very minor I guess changes, but like I said, I would not be able to give a comprehensive I guess feedback on the old software and the new update until about at least a couple weeks, but we'll do that again and give you guys a heads up in regards to that. But I'm pretty sure by that time you guys already have your update. So all right, y'all have a good day out there, be safe, bye.